Good morning, Crito.
Good morning, Socrates.
Have you been here long? Why didn't you wake me up sooner?
You were condemned to die. I thought you deserved a little peace, and you looked so peaceful sleeping that I didn't want to wake you.
Ah, I see.
Socrates, I have bad news.
I am condemned to die after the Athenian ship returns from its mission to honor the god Apollo. Is your bad news that the ship is here?
No. But the ship will be here soon.
Do you know, Crito, I had a wonderful dream this morning which I take to be a prophecy from the god. In my dream I saw a beautiful woman who said to me that I would arrive at my destination in 3 days. So I do not think that I shall die today or tomorrow.
Socrates, that gives us a little time. You should escape from prison and flee from Athens. I am a rich enough man to bribe the guards. Your escape would be successful. Let us start planning it right away.
But, my dear Crito, I do not fear death.
But what will people think of me if I do not help you escape from prison? People will say that Crito does not help his friends when they are in need. My reputation will be ruined.
Crito, should we really care about the opinions of the majority of people?
We should, because they can kill a person who does not do what they want. I mean, look at you, Socrates. You are about to die, at the hands of the majority.
But, my dear Crito, life is not to be preserved at all costs. It is better to live justly than simply to live, and if I have to choose between them I choose to live justly. To be more precise, I would rather be a good and just man, and either be dead or dying, than commit an injustice and live. So, although the masses of people can control whether one lives or dies, they cannot control what is far more important, whether one is a good or a bad person.
I suppose you are right. But look, if you are worried that I and your other friends will suffer as a result of helping you escape from prison against the law, forget it. I, and some of the others, have enough money to take care of any problems that may come about as a result of helping you. Besides, it would be unjust of you to allow yourself to be killed when you can escape. If you do not escape, we would both have cause to be ashamed of ourselves.
Come now, Crito. Let us examine this matter reasonably. And let us not ask what are the most popular opinions, but let us ask what are the opinions of the wisest people. Consider this. Our bodies are a part of us, are they not?
They are.
But so are our souls, are they not?
Yes.
Now if I were to smoke marijuana, or eat 3 gallons of ice cream all at once, or hit myself in the head with very large rocks, or something silly like that, which part of me would be damaged? The soul or the body?
The body would be damaged.
But which part of me is affected by deeds of justice and injustice, the soul or the body?
The soul.
And in the case of the things that affect the body we should not follow the advice of the majority, which will occasionally counsel us to do silly things such as smoking marijuana. But we should listen to the advice of a doctor, because such a person has expertise in what sorts of things are good and what sorts of things are bad for the body. So also, in the case of things that affect the soul, we should not follow the advice of the majority, but rather the advice of a person who has expertise, a person who knows what sorts of things are good for the soul. Which is to say, the sort of person who knows what sorts of things are just and unjust.
You are correct.
And life is very bad if one's body is very unhealthy, isn't it?
Very bad indeed.
So, since the soul is a part of us, life will also be bad if one has an unhealthy soul, will it not?
Yes. I suppose so.
Then we must agree that doing the right and just thing is the only thing that matters, don't we?
We are agreed on that, Socrates.
Good. Now let us suppose that I were to flee from prison, and let us also suppose that the laws of Athens were able to speak to me. What do you think they would say?
I do not know. What do you think they would say?
I think they would make an argument that I would do better to stay and endure my punishment as the laws have prescribed.
What sort of argument do you think they would give?
Something like this. I think they would explain that a person who lives in a society agrees to follow that society's rules. They would say that all people who break rules they have agreed to follow are unjust. And then the laws would say that being unjust is worse than being dead.
Keep going. Let us hear the entire argument.
Then I think the laws of Athens would point out that Socrates was born and raised in Athens and has lived in Athens his entire life, even though he could have left for another city if he had wished. Therefore, the laws would tell us Socrates has agreed to follow Athens' rules. Therefore, it would be unjust for Socrates to break those rules. Therefore, breaking these rules by escaping would be worse than death.
I cannot refute this argument.
Then, my dear Crito, I must stay here in prison and face my death. I do not fear death if I face death as a just man and do so in obedience to the god Apollo, in whose service I have long practiced philosophy in the city of Athens, and who now bids me stay and practice philosophy here until the day I die.